Yes, okay. Course now taking down the nuke from Red. That's actually important though, because that's one of the scariest assets Red had left. Welcome to a Command & Conquer Red Alert cast between in the red. It is Deadly Rojas versus in the purple pink. It is Filuji. In the yellow, it's Evil Hacker 6748. In the green, we've got Dangery, Soviets, and we've got in the purple, we've got Korsan as the Soviets as well. I will say everyone was Soviet, I believe. Except for yellow? Correct? Maybe? Not actually sure. I don't remember. I think yellow was Allied. Though maybe everyone is Soviet actually. Anyways, this is on a very large... No, everyone seems to be Soviet. Okay. This is on a very large map. It's a lot of Tiberium. No, or don't be confused now, please. And just like this, you can't really see anything. Anyways. Red with just one truck, yellow, pink, green, and purple as well. Alright. War factories are coming out. Pretty much everyone has them, except for green. No, green also has one. So everyone with the war factories should be able to get up more eco. Or get out some tanks. In the meantime, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel, even though it's a long match and we're only like a minute 30 in. But I still think, like, well, let's ask early on, just because then I don't have to ask you later on when there is a lot of fighting going on. Okay. It's a free-for-all. It is a very long match, as I said. And eco will be expanded by some players already. We see Korsan and Red, Deadly Rojas with double, now pink as well. Green also with double. So expansion is going quite well by players. 3 ore trucks in the middle already. Still 2 over there, 3 over there. And oh, already 4 for Korsan. Double refinery as well. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit about like the new overlay. It only works for like 1v1 technically, because it only shows 2 players, sure. But at least this way we do hide the bar, we have the time still visible, and you do at least have like the eco and power for like 2 of the players. So I do think it's a good thing to still have it, rather than just hide the bar like we usually did. In the meantime, heavy tanks are coming out for Korsan. Some tanks, or at least heavy tanks, are coming out over here for Evil Hacker as well. Satellite tower already. Not really sure what you want with it. Over here. Oh, did you get a kill? I mean, maybe you did. On a little bit of infantry. Anyways, over here, communication center. And some tanks rolling out. And for green, silos moving upwards to get efficient. Or I would imagine. And what else? Well, first couple of things. It's all fine. There is the communication center for yellow. Red doesn't have theirs, but does now have like 3 war factories already. 2 over here for Korsan, who does have like good eco. And, well, does not really have any, or at least not a lot of production. There is the communication center for them. Okay. And they do have a couple of things out. Issue could be for yellow that, of course, V9 rockets are like really long range. So people can just sit over here and just blast them. Of course, the other way around, they can sit over here on the hill and blast outwards as well. But it's a free-for-all. Being in the middle of a free-for-all, generally not the best. And over here, good number of heavy tanks out for red already. Going to try and drive forwards. Where are you going? You're probably not sure, or at least you don't technically know where people are, since your scouting isn't all that good. And green, you should really get some more efficient eco again. And nicely lined up over here, those war factories. Oh, that's something we haven't seen in a long time, if we've ever seen them. I don't think so. No, I don't think we've seen the gunships before. I don't remember, at least. Over here, pink airstrip. Okay, also an interesting choice. Not something you usually see. Normally you just see people going heavy tanks and then afterwards they go for some mammoth tanks and all that. Repair pad, communication center. Good chance we're going to see some mammoths here. Not a lot of production still. Eco pretty okay, but could be improved if they just like harvest the ore a little bit better. Getting a place there, okay, very nice. And yellow also now expanding out of the base. Already harvesting this, and spy plane, spy plane. Spy plane, spying. You know what, I don't think we've... Well, maybe we have. I don't remember. It's been a long time since we've cast, like, some free-for-alls and all that. At least for me it has been a while. Anyways, red expanding into the middle, 2 construction yards moving out. Should get them very, very good eco. We have, of course, got Corson over here, who has done the same thing. They've done the same in, like, previous matches as well. So it's not as if it's really something special. But still, I mean, good expansion, very good expansion. 3 extra construction yards there. Only 1 in the home base, so having a total of 5. Corson with 2 in the base, 1 forward, so only on 3. Also like 1, 2, 3 makes 4, not 5. Pink going for a little bit more of a, well, not sure standard, but like just expanding from their own home base. Hey, if they push this V9 forwards, they can actually hit this, I'm pretty sure. Like, just set it over there, and then they can hit. Expanding into the middle over here. Quite nice. Not sure if they really intend to do anything with it. But hey, they are there. And Tesla actually getting some, well, good damage done. Of course, does go down as well. Very quickly, because it doesn't have that much HP. And, you know what? The game has sped up, but it's such a long match, I don't think it's worth it to slow it down. Like, sure, we are finally going to have some action, with pink on this side, red on this side, trying to pincer yellow. A little bit of a coordination going on, probably not, but hey, maybe. Sneaky little purple, pink over there. And Corson just building up. Expansion over here still, okay. And Sam's side. Is that to deal with those planes, or like that singular plane from pink? I'm not sure, maybe it is. Green with like 5 war factories. And some pretty good eco as well now. Deadly Rogers already with more than 100k harvested. And, well, that makes sense. I mean, they've harvested a lot over here. And they, of course, have these middle positions as well. So, I think they are probably going about even with green. Maybe a little bit more over here. Yeah, that would be like to, like this kind of place. It's difficult to judge because, of course, it's not like symmetrical. Anyways, I think they've harvested just barely more than green, probably. Over here now, finally a good fight with purple, pink and yellow. Though not that many tanks, all things considered. A lot of them not engaging either. However, yellow's forces have been cleaned up. Pink is now able to move in, should be able to cripple that eco. And once the eco has been crippled, then what can yellow do? They've got 2k in the bank, no real production, and that's just the issue with being in the middle. You're the #1 target just because of your location. And selling off already. GG, evil hacker. You're first to go out, but hey, you can't blame them for that. It's just the way that works in a one or like a free-for-all. The person who's stuck in the middle just has a very hard time. Red now moving out with an army, a swarm of heavy tanks. Really nice. Though they're just sitting over here defensively. Playing back in base for Pink, the MiG. I'm pretty sure it's a MiG at least. And we'll be able to fight Red a little bit here, though it's just Teslas. If Red wants to, they could just push in there and just destroy the Teslas real quick. Or get some of their own V9s and just shoot them from a distance. Both would work. Right now they're taking some unnecessary losses, so even though they have very good eco, don't get me wrong, it still hurts to just lose those tanks for nothing. There goes the first Tesla, and now driving away. Green building up quite a decent army over here. Wait, did the game again speed up? No, right? Not sure. Anyways, green is over here, has pretty good army. A lot of V9s as well. So if red is like delayed with reacting, they can do a lot of damage. Though, as you can see, V9s, hitting a moving target is not the easiest thing for them. Tesla's over here taking down some eco for Corson. And V9's doing the same thing. Honestly, all things considered, Corson really hasn't been able to use this forward base all that much. However, over here they've been harvesting a lot. Hey, they're like tech center. And watch it, your tanks can't move. Move them forwards. Because you can't really produce anymore. That hurts. I mean, does it hurt? Yes, because they've got 18k in the bank. I don't know what they would want to use that for right now. Other than tanks. Over here, tank center as well. And they have a little bit of a plane up north as well. Are people going to use them for sneaky things? Those planes and all that? Doesn't really look like it right now. V9's once again trying to do something sneaky. Over here as well. And you know what? Because of that, green is taking some pretty good fights. Not really fights, but like, they're doing a pretty good job. Just make sure the enemy doesn't notice and just kill all of their eco. Expansion, like map control over here, is pretty good as well for them. They've secured like pretty much still the middle of the map, which means that they've still got a lot of ore to harvest without being contested for it. They could push in here, but that would probably anger Corson, so probably also not advised. Let them fight with red and pink first, and then swoop in for the kill. Pink, not really building up anything special right now. Only on one construction yard, that's really surprising. Means that they have like hardly any production capabilities compared to the others. Nuke silo, ooh, interesting. Right, but anyways, like construction yard there, 2 more here, 1 more here, that's 4 total, at least. Red with the sneaky mammoth. Corson doesn't even notice. I feel like that's a bug, because these are mammoths from Corson, and this is probably just mislabeled. Not shooting at them either, so yeah. Also, like, is that a mine layer or is that a tank without gun? It's a tank without a gun. Right, Soviet engineering. 1 in every X number of like things just goes wrong for them. Planes for Corson as well now. And V9s, ooh, you've angered the hive, maybe. No, Corson is actually moving backwards, sure. Little surprised about that. They could easily take green over there. And green now, well, moving forwards, taking down those Teslas. And pink, they can't really take these forces because as soon as they do, red moves in. I would assume at least. So they can't really take anything here to defend against green. And they're losing quite a lot of things. Losing some heavy tanks, losing some power plants, Tesla towers, you name it, losing a lot. Green still moving forwards, and green on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 construction yachts as the very least. And there is the move for Corson, with the camouflaged mammoth tank mixed in, which is indeed clearly a tank for Corson. Red is responding, and it's actually something they should be able to take down if they send enough forces here. However, that also frees up pink on the other side, because they don't have to defend nearly as much up north. However, with these numbers of tanks, you're not really going to push green all that well. Over here, red is holding on against Corson, and Corson will be driving backwards now. Has a lot of mammoths in their home base, and even more heavy tanks as well. So shouldn't really have a big problem with red right now. A little bit of infantry army by the Soviets here, or like by green. Weird, I don't get it, but I mean, tanks can't drive over them because they're like very secure. Also, like, was that just scouting? Nuke time? No, not yet. Anyways, like, the position here is... Now we've got some glitching Teslas. Oh, there it is. Very nice. And eco going down. Sitting over here with your infantry. I mean, it's difficult. Oh. Hey! Very nicely done, Corson. Sniping that missile silo, nuke silo. And now green moving forwards. Pink doesn't have enough. Pink just cannot survive this. Unless something happens where like red moves in to save pink. Though I don't really know why they would do that. They're probably happy enough with like green fighting pink and then they themselves defending against Corson for now. Because good number of mammoth tanks, Tesla tower for damage as well. Was in range at least for a while. So now your numbers are dwindling, Corson. You need your reinforcement, which you are sending forwards. Okay. A lot more cash harvested, or like a lot more harvested by red. However, forces over here, currently not enough. What do you have here? That's just another glitched tank. Alright. V9's being sent forwards by green, it seems. And yes, they actually are. And they will be taking this forward base. In the meantime, over here, pink has been reduced to a single little harvester. He's now expanding with like construction yachts as well, but like too little, too late for them. At least I believe so. Corson retaliating and sending all of those heavy tanks forward. Has still got one little Tesla over here. And you know what? It could allow you to expand over here quite easily without having to build another construction yard. Sure. But that's pretty much the only use I see for it. Taking down production from green. Alright. Just a little bit of a like... well... not really a sneaky attack. Just like... an attack just to like harass the opponent. Not to kill them. However, red... well, decent forces over here, though. Keep it moving, because otherwise these V9s could do a lot of damage, and those Teslas do too. Green has a lot of Teslas. However, you can't take down their power either, because they've got a lot of power as well. And red's forces been cleaned up. Purple's forces cleaned up. Tesla has been cleaned up as well. And you know what? Yeah, Corson, they switched into the mammoth tanks as the only one for now. But like, look at that stream of units. Those are heavy tanks, not light tanks. That's sending a lot of them. And Corson, out of all of that cash they had before. Red as well, because I believe they were on like 30,000 at some point. Some little spy planes flying over for all of the people. And there comes the bomber. What are you going for, bomber? What kind of bomber are you? Infantry? Just bombs. Alright, goodbye. Red might be able to take down some more eco over there. Doesn't seem like they're doing that actually. Surprisingly enough. And even though this was a map with full on eco, or like full ore, a lot of it has run out. Down south, green has secured this patch really quite well. This is almost secured by red, though the Corson should be able to like take it. And over here, green has this secured quite well. Red does too, so no one is really able to get this without taking down those Teslas first. And over here, pink is not taking that. That means that red has like the best ore income right now, I'd say. Green still has a little bit over here, but not all that much. And they do have a little bit down south, though it's again not as much as red has up north. Mammoths moving forward, and that's a lot of mammoths, so Coulson should be able to take down these forces by green. And green has cleaned up all of those forces by red, okay. Coulson actually losing more mammoths than I thought they would. But I mean, that's fine. Mammoths should still heal up a little bit, or like till 50% after a while. And well, they destroyed all of the ore, so there is not really a point in them taking the position now anymore. Oh well. Green just flying over, and red moving in for the kill. Either that or they just want to have all of the ore here for themselves and like want to make sure they get it. Want to move forward before green gets there. And you know what? It's still a lot of tanks. That's a lot of tanks. It really, really is. The issue is just that how are you going to take down all of the power from green? They've got a lot. Of like, what did you snipe? Not really sure. But at least with like 6 MiGs over here, that's enough to actually snipe things. Green fighting back in the middle does lose a little bit of eco again, and red pulling back just a little bit. 500,000 harvested by red. And forces for green really damn good, especially with those V9s as well. Hitting red before red hits you. Really, really nice. Though, of course, they are not that strong on their own. So, whenever, like, red gets in range, those V9s are a lot less useful. Green, what did you bomb? Not sure. Oh, no, this was an infantry, a paratrooper drop into the power. That could also work against green. And, okay, getting a little bit of cash for pink. Surprisingly enough, red pulls back up north. Okay, that one I don't understand. Not fully, at least. Purple now. Oh, there was a nuke. Purple with a little bit of a drop as well. A parachuter drop. Yeah. Pink, you're about to be cleaned up. However, like, red gives up the position, which I find surprising. I really do. Now they're going to try and take it back. I mean, that's fine. Have green clean up the mess over here. Then move it back in when you can actually use it. I mean, it makes some sense, but like, yeah, sure. Spy plane! Spy plane! Alrighty. Coulson still going for those mammoths. 4k in the bank, which is a decent amount. But still way behind in terms of like army value compared to what red has. And green is too, honestly. Like, green has a pretty good force over here, but that's about it. Nice little strike by red over there. With the forward air base. Though red does need to watch out for all of those Teslas. They need to somehow destroy all of that energy. Because moving in here is very, very difficult, if not impossible. Green, what are you doing? Dropping, shooting, bombing, dropping. Alright. Makes sense. And, well, power will go down. Because red is not responding to it. And still doesn't. Eco for Corson completely out. They can't do anything because where is the regrowth? There is none. Honestly, that to me means that Corson is out. Unless the regen from those heavy or like those mammoths is going to save them somehow. Because this is effectively the last patch of Tiberium, of ore. Green has the easiest time harvesting this, I would say. And now bombing raids back and forth. If green is in low power, which I don't expect them to be right now. Though I don't see this Tesla firing, so maybe they are actually. If they're in low power, then red can harvest this just the same. That could be a problem for green. One little ore truck cleaned up over there. Only a single little bit of ore in the bank for green. That means that their eco is not exactly amazing. Do they have, like, yeah, they've got 2 little ore trucks working over here. This is the, like, 7, 8 from red. So even if some of them do go down, it's ore green doesn't get. And, of course, if you do get 1 or 2 back into the base, you get that cash. Do you drive over this? You don't. At least that one doesn't. Oh, come on, stupid game. Oh well. Could be a little bit cash, could also be a nuke. Of course, who knows. And red streaming in some units, not that many though. So a lot of them are going down to those Teslas, which are once again back online. Still nuking with the like hidden nuke silo over there. And they've also got like a sneaky little V9. Okay. And ooh, little bit of cash. They've still got 10k in the bank. That's most of anyone here. Still can get like a couple of trades maybe. Of course, depends on what's in those trades, of course. The ore is almost out. Green has a little crate over there as well. Might give them a little bit of cash. And MiGs going down, other way. MiGs striking power and not going down. The issue is that red doesn't need the power nearly as much compared to green. Red doesn't use Teslas, they just use their tanks. And sure, their production might be slowed down, but they can't really produce at like max speed anyways. Just because, well, they don't have enough cash to keep producing at that speed. So yeah, going after their production does make a lot of sense. Whereas going for the power, if for in green's base, also makes sense because they do, well, did have a lot of Teslas. 3 there, still like 5 there, 2 down south. So they still have a fair number of Teslas, honestly, but not as many as they had before. Oh, what? Might have been a misclick. Also, like, if this is indeed one of the last trucks that was working for green, oh well, it's dead now, Jim. Issue, there is no ore. Like, there is one little speck of ore there, a little bit here, but that's actually just it. Like 100, 200 ore, maybe, in total on the map. So it's just going to be who dares to fight. And you know what? Mine layer, V9s, and MiGs. You know what? Yeah, those could actually do a lot of damage. could you, or like, should you go after the airstrips? Yes, but there is, of course, anti-air there as well with those SAM sites, or like this SAM site. That makes it a problem. Yeah, it really does. Other way around, could... Well, there is not actually any anti-air here. So red, if they do still have some... Do they have them? Their MiGs? It doesn't seem like it. However, they are now, well, using just a couple of paratroopers to take down one airstrip. Moving on. Possibly going to take down another. MiGs are awful against infantry. Nuking over there. So, we'll stay with one airstrip for now. But that's enough. They did some damage. Paratroopers are not exactly expensive, are they? No, they're not. So, quite a good use of their cash. As in, not spending any and dealing damage. They are dealing damage. Over here, probably need to sell it. I mean, it's not a 1v1, so you're not really eager to sell, but like, yeah, you could have used that cash. You don't have any. You were going to lose it. And construction yachts are still expensive. Over here as well. Should have sold. Sure, it's difficult, especially with how fast it goes down with this many tanks and all that. But still, selling would have been very important. MiGs, once again, going to be trying to bomb things. Okay. And yeah, maybe you should get up a couple of MiGs if you're red or like purple. However, like, green has some pretty decent air defenses. So we don't really know if that's going to work. Over here, little bit of a paratrooper invasion again. Running around. Might be... Nope. Don't actually take down the production over there. There goes purple. Okay. And once again, MiG strike right there. Couple more minigunners just being annoying. And you know what? Those minigunners are like quite effective. Just being able to strike in the heart of the enemy. That's really nice. Yes, there was another MiG strike. Like, yeah, power plant goes down, sure. Not the most important. And the game really has just paused. It has been paused, right? Green is still doing things. They are... Hey, oh, red, did you sell something? And buy something? Oh, might have just bought a MiG for themselves. And a red harvesting just a little bit more cash over there, nuking once again. And paratroopers for green once again. Just 5 minigunners, but they deal a lot of damage, especially, look at the response. Only now moving in, not driving over, again, factory going down. MiGs keep being annoying, alright, double MiG now for red as well. Air defenses. SAM side there, another one there. However, nothing around here. Like, this one is the closest. And again, just a couple of minigunners. One airpad, like one airstrip. One MiG down. MiGs are expensive. There is about to go a one airstrip. There it goes. If red now moves forward, they are not going to take down the MiG itself, right? Little bit of a shoosh plane going, alright. MiG just dealing a little bit of damage every time. But yeah, I mean, how many MiGs do you have left over? Like 1 or 2? Seems like only 1. Yeah, if green only has 1 MiG left, yeah, that does sound about right. They were doing strikes with 2 of them at a time the entire time, so having just 1 left over makes sense. Purple, Corson. You do still have at least one airstrip. Your air defenses are not great. I mean, you do have like one there. And you've got a nuke silo. Alright, didn't see that one. And other than that, you're just holding on, which is, of course, fine. But aren't really able to accomplish anything right now, at least. 37 minutes in. We're still enjoying this. Alright, because it's not done yet. Surprisingly enough, they haven't actually tried picking up those crates yet, or they just didn't realize they were there. Meg once again going up, 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 and going to strike a little tank. Yeah, there. Not the most important actually, Joe, though. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, like, Coulson keeps scanning the enemy. But they're not really doing anything with that information. They don't have any planes. They, like, already have scouting, so, like, yeah. Like, what's the point? Except for, like, yeah, another nuke. Except for just using your abilities when you have them. It makes some sense, of course, but, like, yeah, sure. You just use your nuke, I assume. And not sure about Coulson, though. Oh, healing up that mammoth. Like, it makes sense, of course it does. But wouldn't it be worth it to just buy a MiG? Or, like, try to pick up the crate, even though it could, of course, backfire? Just build more units rather than repairing them? I'm not sure. I feel like it... but it is cheaper, of course. I just don't think it's going to come down to, like, a mammoth at... What got nuked? I don't know what exactly got nuked this time around. This was already nuked. This was... I don't know where the nuke was. Oh, might now get a nuke from Coulson. No nuke from Coulson. Another nuke from you. Who's also got like another sneaky little crate at their base. No, nothing really happening right now. Sure. And you know what? I will just zoom out even more. Just to be able to like see nukes more easily. If they do go down. Is that nuke time for you? Doesn't look like it, actually. What are you guys scouting for? V9, getting a couple of kills. Slowly but surely is cleaning up things over there. MiG going after the Tesla, makes sense. Even though your V9 would have been able to outrange as well. And now the 3 MiGs are cleaning up the V9. I mean, it's very slow, don't get me wrong, but hey, at least people are still trying to do things. Cleaning up more power, damaging another bit of power, and even killing it. Alright, again, a little bit of a mixed strike there. And sure, this is getting quite repetitive, don't get me wrong. And ooh, nuke, boom. We saw it coming from a mile away. If you assume this is a mile. Like this distance is a mile. And yeah, I mean, no, or I mean, red could still harvest just a couple of spacks. I mean, there is still some, like here and here, even here. So maybe. Once again scouting, alright. However, like, let's consider, like, who do we actually think is going to win this? At this stage of the game, red and purple have the best units. Green and red together have, like, air superiority. Also, like, did you get nuked somewhere? Yes, you did. Indeed, you did. And now, oh! You... Yes, okay. Coulson now taking down the nuke from red. That's actually important though, because that's one of the scariest assets red had left. That's expensive as well. So when it goes down, because it will go down, they've lost a major strength. They really have. Like, Coulson, pretty okay units. I mean, these are mammoths, right? So you shouldn't count those as just a single heavy tank. And their numbers are like only slightly worse compared to what red has. And they are of course now fighting with green, so they will still lose a couple of units. Green's army over here, not amazing, but still like 10 tanks or so. And with those MiGs, they still might be able to pick off a couple of units here. Something I forgot about actually. Mammoths of course are anti-air as well. So I said like, Coulson doesn't really have any anti-air. They kinda do. Since of course they do have those a lot of mammoths. Are you now going after the MiGs? It would make a lot of sense, and you are indeed doing that. Okay, very nice. Green should still be able to move forwards over there. Red has not been the best at responding to threats. Let's be honest. However, they are now pushing in over here. Will once again lose a couple of tanks in the process. Fighting some... Yeah. Fighting some rocket soldiers and all that. Which generally aren't that strong, but still losing a couple, it's going to hurt. Teslas are offline for green, and their MiGs will be cleaned up. Issue: once red moves in here, there is no reason for like Coulson and red to like stop fighting or like keep the peace going. They're already number 1 and 2. Once green goes down, and green, honestly, they will go down. Red's forces will be spread out. And Coulson still has like pretty decent forces. Multiple Teslas down south, multiple Teslas up here. And green is still not out. Green will probably try to take down everything red has left. Best they can. Just because, well, red's the one to take them down, so they want to retaliate and take down everything red has as long as they are still alive. Red isn't killing them off. So for now... Oh, nice shot on those tanks. For now, green is actually able to push back together with Coulson. Just a little bit of a strike force here with those mammoths and a couple of minigunners and all that. No real like defense for red, so Coulson should actually just be able to move in here without too many difficulties. Like, there is this force for red, but that should be cleaned up by these units. And yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure Coulson is just going to win this. Yes, sure, they held back, they sat back, they weren't really active in the fight. However, they should be able to clean this all up before like red is able to do anything, and red's units are going down over there, and match complete. Indeed, red gives up. So, well done that you made it this far into the video. Consider watching the video in your lower left, but that's all I'm going to have for you today, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. Coulson wins, even though they were middle of the pack in terms of stats.